The president is headed to Warren, Michigan, where he'll give a speech later today to mark his first 14 weeks. Michigan, of course, is a state that went for Joe Biden in 2020, but for Trump in 2024. And in the 100 days since the president was inaugurated for a second time, of course, we've seen major changes, including economic policy, immigration, and foreign relations, just to name a few. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand kicks off our coverage from the White House. Natalie, good morning to you. So what can we expect to see and hear at the president's event today?
Good morning, Errol. Well, it's notable that the president is returning to a key battleground county within this key battleground state. And as you mentioned, also a key auto hub, as the administration has really tried to draw attention on the manufacturing industry, promising to energize and bring back more manufacturing to the United States, to states like Michigan. That's one of the goals of his expansive tariff strategy. But as we know, that policy, the tariff policy, has also been met with high anxiety and concern from business leaders, from workers, including some auto workers. And CBS News has confirmed this morning that the administration is expected to ease those auto tariffs, or those tariffs that are focused on the auto industry. We're still waiting for exact details there, but we'll have to wait and see whether the president announces this ahead of his visit to Macomb County or during his rally later tonight. So far, we do have a statement from one of the big three automakers, the CEO of GM, who said, "We're grateful to President Trump for his support of the U.S. automotive industry and the millions of Americans who depend on us. We believe the president's leadership is helping level the playing field for companies like GM and allowing us to invest even more in the U.S. economy." Notable, Errol, that our new CBS News poll to mark this week at 100 days in office found that more than 60% of Americans surveyed felt like President Trump is spending too much time, too much focus on these tariffs, not enough on lowering prices.
Interesting. And Natalie, we know that the president's top domestic legislative priority is what our Capitol Hill team calls that one big, beautiful bill, using the president's language. How is his relationship with Congress? Are all Republicans in lockstep behind him? Has he attracted any moderate Democrats in his first 100 days?
Yeah, Errol, what we've seen is the president move to vastly expand executive power. 140 executive orders have been signed, but keep in mind that those type of actions can be easily overturned by future administrations. So really, where meaningful change and law happens is over in the Congress, the administration working with Congress members, legislative leaders to pass big bills like the one that the president hopes to move forward. That one big, beautiful bill the administration hopes will encompass the president's tax policy, tax cuts and new cuts, as well as border security, defense spending, also energy. So far, in the first 100 days, we have seen the president exercise enormous power and control over most GOP members over on Capitol Hill, particularly the leaders, many of them afraid to even speak out about policies that might be unpopular with their constituents, like tariffs, like some of the cuts to government workers. I spoke to a professor of political management, Todd Belt, over at GW about this dynamic. Here's some of what he had to say.
Well, Donald Trump has taken over the Republican Party. If you think about it, in 2016, a lot of the members of Congress were not elected on the Donald Trump platform or because of Donald Trump. But here we are 8 years later, and almost all of them have been. Their voters are his voters. And because of that, he wields a tremendous amount of power with respect to members of Congress.
Especially since they have power of both chambers. The Democratic lawmakers in the minority, their strategy right now has been to try to speak out publicly, hold rallies, hold events, but they do not have as many levers to pull. And Todd Belt there, he told me, right now it seems like they kind of lack a cohesive strategy and a leader, something that they are trying to work on, fine-tune their messaging heading into next year's midterms, Errol.
All right, Natalie Brand with the latest at the White House. Natalie, thanks.